Okay, welcome back teachers and tutors. Now let's consider the motifs of Julius Caesar. One of the main motifs would be that of omens and portents. This leads to the theme of fate and misinterpretations. If you consider the omens and portents in Julius Caesar, a classic illustration of this would be when Julius Caesar is about to go to the capital, and then he waits and listens to Calpurnia's dreams and visions, where she has seen a bloody dagger, and she has seen Julius Caesar's body being spewing with lots of holes, with lots of blood, and she has seen a lioness that has whelped in the streets, and she's seen many other signs where the augurs have cut a sheep's heart, and they have not been able to found a heart within the animal. And all these signs actually talk about how Julius Caesar is eventually about to die. But according to Julius Caesar, all these signs are to the world in general as they are to Julius Caesar in particular. So he doesn't pay any heed to Calpurnia's warnings, and he's actually, to humor her, he's actually in reality a bit afraid, but to hide his fear and to hide his sense of intimidation, he actually says, I will be going forth to the capital today. But when Theseus arrives, just before Theseus arrives, he says, I will sit at home just to humor you, Calpurnia. But when Theseus arrives, Theseus sort of reinterprets this whole, all these signs for Julius Caesar, and says, this is a vision very fair and fortunate, and that all these signs are pointing to the fact that Caesar shall be crowned king, which they intend to do so in the capital that day. And because of Julius Caesar's power and Julius Caesar's desire to gain even more power, he actually ventures forth that day, and eventually meets his destiny, which would be his assassination at the hands of the conspirators. So that is it for omens and portents. If you consider another omen and portent at the later half of the play, where there's an eagle flying in the sky, it is expected that it's a bad sign for war and that they are going to meet with some death. The Brutus and Cassius's side of the war, but they actually choose to ignore these signs, and even when they meet with the ghost of Julius Caesar at the battle at Sardis, Brutus and Cassius sort of ignore these bad signs or bad omens and venture forth with their decision for war, and they actually meet with a failure. And now let's consider the other motif, which would be that of letters. If you consider the first letter, that would be of Artemidorus, the soothsayer who comes to Julius Caesar and said, it's the Ides of March, please read this plea, because it's the suit touches Caesar more closely than the other suits. But according to Julius Caesar, what touches us ourselves shall largely be served. In other words, he says, if something concerns me, then I would not pay heed to it. So in a very real sense, it's arrogance and a sort of pretense, sort of mixed for his own undoing. And then there's the letters, the forged letter which Cassius throws into Brutus's garden so as to enlist his help into the conspiracy against Caesar, which if not for the power that Brutus gives to this letter, then he would not have joined the conspiracy, and this whole unfolding of the play would not have taken place. So in a very real sense, the letters hold a very significant value in Julius Caesar. So that's it for the motifs of Julius Caesar.